What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Jeff Michael. Welcome into Sports with Balls on this hump day. That's right. It's a Wednesday, and we have got a ton going on for you sports enthusiasts and lovers. Thank you for joining the show. Whether you're listening on the podcast, whether you're listening to me live, thank you guys for tuning in. What else we got going on today, man? Today is, or what do we have? Not what else. It's been a morning already. Happy Wednesday, November the 20th, man. Let's get into these national holidays. We'll jump right into it. Future Teachers of America Day, this November the 20th. National Pay Back Your Parents. What? Do your parents ask you for the money back that they used to raise you? Wow, National Pay Your Parents Back Day, Universal Children's Day. How is that the case? How is it Universal Children's Day and also National Pay Back Your Parents Day? That doesn't make any sense. What else we got going on? Botox Cosmetic Day. There's a lot of y'all that are supportive of this day. Educational Support Professionals Day, International Hug a Runner. Miss Ruffino, shouts out to you, marathon runner Miss Ruffino. If I see you today, which is highly unlikely because you live in Galveston, Texas, but I'll give you a hug. Here, a virtual hug. Name your PC Day. Not going to do it. I'm not naming my PC. I don't know how many of you guys or girls have named your PC. I'm not doing it. National Absurdity Day, Child's Day. Let's see. A lot of these are repeats. Peanut Butter Fudge. No. If your name is Lucia, it's your day. Let's see. Revolution Day in Mexico. That's a big one. And let's get to some birthdays. Joe Biden's birthday's today. You'll be out of the office here pretty soon, Joe Biden. You'll have a less stressful life, I guess. Let's see. This is a sports show, though, so we're going to get into that. Robert F. Kennedy's birthday. All right, guys, welcome into Sports with Balls. That's your national holidays. We will get into today's events in sports history. Look, if you're listening live or watching live, leave me a comment. I'll try to get to you or try to get to the comment as soon as possible. We have a lot going on. We'll dive into more of the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fallout, which, by the way, the numbers are out and it's 6 million viewers. Wow. 106 or 109, somewhere in that area of viewers of that fight. Biggest event ever. Like, that's ridiculous. The NFL, there's some more firings in the NFL. We're going to go over the Monday Night Football game a little bit. We'll dive into next week's schedule, and we are going to get into the NCAA rankings today in this 30-minute explosive episode of Sports with Balls. Like, share the show if you're listening. Leave me a comment. Like I said, I will get to it as soon as possible. Today's show brought to you by Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Flat out the best place to go eat, watch games, watch fights, get together with your friends. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Award-winning hamburgers as well. I think there's 40-plus televisions in all locations. Like, it's just a badass place to go. Thiessen Law Firm, the TexasTrialAttorney.com. 713-864-9000. That's Mark Thiessen over at Thiessen Law Firm. And, of course, last but not least, oh, whoops, we're not doing that. Last but not least, we've got Butler CCS Incorporated. Fire, water, mold, roofing, construction-wise. Get to Butler CCS on all social media outlets. Give Wes Butler a shout, and he'll take care of you if you have any issues concerning that. All right, let's get to it. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. First off, I posted something yesterday about the Mike Tyson, Vander Holyfield rumors. Please don't let this happen. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm over it. It was bad to watch, but I've seen a ton of videos, and it does look like in numerous occasions that Mike Tyson is holding back. Maybe that's why he was biting his gloves. Here's my theory. If Mike Tyson was holding back and biting his gloves to hold back, it makes complete sense. I don't know if we'll ever I think Michael Irvin, or not Michael Irvin, Des Bryant. No, it was Michael Irvin. Yesterday came out and said there was a secret contract signed. I don't know what that was, but if that's the case, We know that Irvin's got a little bit of issues here and there. But look, it was embarrassing on all ends. It was just bad. The numbers were phenomenal. It was great for Netflix, except for their streaming issues. But I don't know if we're ever going to find out if that was a true fight. I don't know. I've seen videos where it does look like Tyson could have knocked Jake Paul straight out, and he just didn't. He didn't even swing. And him biting his gloves, trying to hold back from punching, that's there's evidence of that. And then there's evidence of Jake Paul not trying to knock Mike Tyson out. It was weird, and it continues to be weird. Jake Paul wins again. We all lost, and Jake Paul won. Terrible. It is what it is, but we lost. Jake Paul won. They made a ton of money. And if I'm Mike Tyson, right off into the sunset. Don't go looking for more. It was interesting, and I don't think he will. His social media and his statements that he's put out since the fight suggest that he's done, which is great. And I hope Tyson stays retired because I don't want to see another show like that. That was flat out bullshit, honestly. I don't know what the truth is, and I don't know if we ever will know the truth. So NFL. Let's move to the NFL. And yesterday we saw the New York Jets fire their general manager. So they fired the head coach. Now they fired their GM Douglas, who, by the way, who did he bring in? He drafted Garrett Wilson, incredible wide receiver. He drafted Sauce Gardner. He drafted Breece Hall. He drafted Will McDonald. He drafted Braylon Allen. He drafted Jermaine Johnson and Michael Carter the second. He drafted Joe Douglas, drafted all of those guys, and the New York Jets have released him. What the you know what? This has and let's let's not overemphasize this. Aaron Rodgers is now on the bubble for even staying in New York next year, if he's even playing. So they fired their head coach. They got Aaron Rodgers. This is going down as one of the worst couple years in Jets history, unless they're waiting on somebody named Bill Belichick. We'll see. I don't know. There's rumors flying everywhere about Bill Belichick. But, I mean, this guy got Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, Will McDonald, Braylon Allen, Michael Carter, Jermaine Johnson. He got Aaron Rodgers to come over, and they fire him. They fire the head coach. And now Aaron Rodgers might not even stay. Like, this looks like a Deshaun Watson Texans deal. Like, they cleaning house. Like, on paper, the Jets roster is phenomenal, but they are a terrible team. And what makes them a terrible team? The quarterback. There's no leadership. Aaron Rodgers is having it all his way. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Tom Brady set an unprecedented standard for trying to do this. It's hard to jump from another team and take them to the Super Bowl. This is more of a legacy about Tom Brady than it is Aaron Rodgers. I can't believe that Robert Saleh was fired, and now they fire the GM, Joe Douglas, and Aaron Rodgers has taken all their money. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And let's see. This sets the stage for an offseason reboot that will likely affect quarterback Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what do you bring in Bill Belichick, the defensive master for the Jets? You know, he started there. He coached there a long time ago. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the Jets' plan is, if they're really going to go after Bill Belichick. But if the defense is the issue and you think Aaron Rodgers can take you there, well, then you sell Aaron Rodgers on the fact that we are going to get Bill Belichick. We are going to beef up our defense, and, you have another year to work on your offense. And then, of course, we got all the hype in New York next year with Bill Belichick as the coach, and it's going to be, wow, they're a playoff team, and then we're going to have to see how they play. That's a selling point if I am the owner of the New York Jets, in order to try to keep Aaron Rodgers and not blow all that money. Because you don't have a head coach, you don't have a GM, and you're basically rebooting the inside of the organization. The outside, you're fine. The players are all there. The inside is what has collapsed. And it starts with getting Aaron Rodgers. We know that. Hell, I think the Jets were better last year. Remember the Hassan Reddick holdout? And then they just traded for Devontae Adams. I mean, jeez. The Jets are a mess. An absolute disaster, the Jets. But we're going to see. I would assume that they go after Bill Belichick. And that's what they're having conversations in the background about. Because otherwise, what are you doing? But the Jets season is over. We know that. They fired the head coach. They fired the GM. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are done for. It was over about 3 weeks ago. We just didn't know it yet. So here you go. The NFL has no issue with the Trump dance celebrations. By the way, happy birthday, Joe Biden. they allow Trump dances. I know Biden doesn't have a dance. And then the other huge story in the NFL that has head coach rumors flying about is Deion Sanders going to the Cowboys. Michael Irvin started this one as well. I think he got on Netflix saying he was going to talk to Jerry Jones behind the scenes about getting Deion, because if the Cowboys are tanking, maybe they trade up and they go get Shedeur Sanders because he's coming out to the NFL. And if Shedeur Sanders goes to the Cowboys, does that draw Deion Sanders to be their head coach? It's a good idea. Mike McCarthy is on his last year of his contract, and McCarthy will be gone. The problem with that is you just signed Dak Prescott. Deion says he's ignoring the talks that he's going to the Cowboys or NFL, and he says the kickstand is down in Colorado. You can say that all you want, Deion. If the NFL comes knocking, you're going through that door. Way more money. You love the NFL. I think the NFL is where he will end up. I would love to see Deion back at Florida State, but it looks like he's staying. If Deion leaves Colorado, they're going back down the toilet in a hurry. That would be so bad for Boulder, Colorado, to have a few years of Deion Sanders and this incredible football team and attendance and all this hype, and then just go right back down the crapper. Why? Because is that a destination everybody wants to go to after Deion leaves? I don't know, man. He received a 5-year, $29.5 million contract when he was hired in Colorado, and late in 2022, following a 1-11 season for Colorado. Now he's got them basically on the verge of the playoffs for the NCAA. He's done a great job. It's just, will he stay there when his son's gone? Does he love coaching college football that much, or does he love coaching his son? Or sons, both of them. So how, I say Deion goes to the NFL. You can say the kickstand's down. He can sit there and say all he wants. But Dallas Cowboys, Deion Sanders, Shedeur. I don't know if Shedeur goes there again because of the Dak Prescott thing. But, wow, if you're a Cowboy fan, don't you want to get rid of Dak Prescott? Is there a trade clause in that contract? Because holy shit. What if they traded Dak Prescott to one of these teams that has a worse record than them, a.k.a. Jacksonville Jaguars, a.k.a. New York Giants, Dak to the New York Giants, and they get up there and get the 1 or 2 pick and get Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders. That's a hell of a move. That is a hell of a move. And, of course, it would bring upon change in Dallas, which is, I think, what Cowboy fan wants to see. I don't know if they're happy with Dak Prescott anymore. It just looks grimacing. Another injury-prone season. And you've got a lot of money now. So, who knows? You could trade Dak. You could trade Dak Prescott and get up to the number 1 and take Shedeur Sanders and get Deion as your coach. Just an idea, but it's the NFL. It is the NFL. What other NFL stories we got going on? No structural damage for the Cowboy Stadium falling down. That Monday night game, man. Texan fan, I don't want to hear you bragging all the time about this. I get it. Wow, you won the Battle of Texas. Good job. Dallas is a terrible football team. And how bad is Trey Lance? How terrible is Trey Lance to not have even gotten to play in this game? Or any game for that matter. They just have zero faith in this kid. It can't get any worse. Throw Trey Lance in. Unbelievable. The Cowboys got absolutely ran out of the building. The Texans scored their first second-half touchdown in the last 4 games, I believe. I think the takeaway from this game, Joe Mixon was the star of the game by far. C.J. Stroud was not that good. Not at all. I don't have a lot of faith in the Texans. They have gone from being one of the top 3 teams in the NFL the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season to ranked outside of the top 10 in most polls. And I agree with them. They're not a scary team. Not anymore. Now, Nico Collins comes back. Maybe it frees up some stuff. Maybe that's C.J. Stroud's issue. Maybe Nico Collins was the guy. I don't know. But they won in convincing fashion, if you will. But if you stop Joe Mixon, and who would have thought this? If you stop the running game for the Texans, you have a great shot at beating them. That's awkward. That's real awkward. Coming up tomorrow night, huge game in Cleveland. Pittsburgh Steelers up against the Cleveland Browns. Now, I say huge game. The records don't say that, but you can throw everything out the window when it comes to these two teams. You want to know why? And Vegas even thinks so. The spread is only Pittsburgh -4. What? The 8-2 Steelers against the 2-8 Browns, and it's only Pittsburgh -4? Wow. People are going to jump on that all day long. I probably will jump on it. That looks so inviting that it's ridiculous. I don't know if they're trying to. That looks so inviting. Pittsburgh Steelers -4 tomorrow night in Cleveland. I tell you this, though, 42 degrees and raining. Nick Chubb in the rain versus Najee Harris. And, both backfields are kind of you got TJ Ford for the Browns. It's making a little bit of an impact in that backfield with Nick Chubb. And then Najee Harris and the rookie over there, I forgot his name's going by the wayside right now, but they've also got a split running back over there. So Russell Wilson and the Steelers, the over-under for this game, 36.5. Wow. 18 points each. Rain and 42 degrees. That's the weather right now. Should be interesting tomorrow night. And by the way, in these NFL games with these open stadiums, a.k.a. Denver, a.k.a. Buffalo, a.k.a. Kansas City, the weather is going to have a factor. It is the winter time, and we're starting to see weather take place. And tomorrow night should be the first game where we really may see weather being a factor in this game. I don't know how you don't jump on Pittsburgh -4. I think it was 3.5 a couple of days ago. And I forgot how much money it takes to move it half a point, but it's a lot. And it's moved up to 4. I wouldn't be surprised if that moves all the way up to 5. If you got that's so inviting. Pittsburgh -4 tomorrow night. Wow. Ooh, I might have to do that. And then on Sunday, Vikings at the Bears. This is another one that shocks me. 8-2 Vikings, 4-6 Bears. I know the Bears got their new offensive coordinator now. And Caleb looked okay. He's got 2 game-winning drives, but the other team came back in a Hail Mary and then a blocked field goal. But this spread's only Minnesota -3.5. That, to me, is shocking. Really shocking. Now, Sam Darnold hasn't played great as of late. In fact, the last 4 or 5 games, he's been so-so. He's only 19 TDs and 10 interceptions on the season. But 39.5 point total and Minnesota -3.5. I feel like Vegas is really pulling the strings on these. Lions at the Colts. This is only Detroit -7. Like, what? Detroit's been blowing people out of the water. Now, the Colts they're a good team, but Detroit has just been absolutely on fire. And you've got Anthony Richardson, who's only in his second game back. Give me Detroit -7. Patriots at the Dolphins. Dolphins -7. That should be a pretty good, hard-fought game. 3-8, 4-6. I think the Dolphins are out of the playoff mix now. Tyreek Hill still looking for his second 100-yard receiving game of the season. He had one in the first game, and that has been it. Buccaneers at the Giants. Right now, Tampa Bay -5.5. Give me that all day long because I like the Buccaneers, number one. Number two, I think Tommy D is their new starting quarterback, and he's only got 1 week with this offense. So give me the Buccaneers -5.5. 5.5. Cowboys and Commanders. It's only Washington -10. This is in Washington. The Cowboys. Chiefs and Panthers. Chiefs are -11. Titans at the Texans. Houston -8 is a little bit shocking. Now, I'm going to go back over all this stuff on Friday when we have another show and I'll dive deeper into this and see where the lines are then. This is spitballing right now and what I would take, and these lines may move. 49ers and Packers. Green Bay -2.5. Ooh. Broncos and Raiders. That is an old school beatdown matchup. It's Denver -5.5, and Bo Nix has been playing fantastic football the last 4 or 5 weeks. I like Denver in that game. It's just that rivalry is so brutal. Cardinals at the Seahawks. That's going to be a fun game. And then the night game on Sunday is Eagles at the Rams. And right now it only sits at Philadelphia -3. Monday Night Football is Chargers. Ravens at the Chargers. And right now it's only Baltimore -3. Give me Baltimore all day. All right, we'll get more into the NFL, like I said, on Friday, and probably break down some more stuff concerning NCAA football, which we are getting into right now. Go to Sports with Balls on your social media outlets, guys. There is so many debates on there right now. It's unbelievable. Yesterday, we reached 9.7 million people on Sports with Balls on Facebook and other social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Go check it out. Go get in there and have your debates with people. It's a lot of fun. But don't message me. The messages I get are brutal. Like, some of you people just don't understand the internet. That's not my fault. College football playoff rankings. Here we go. Oregon, number 1, 11-0. Ohio State, number 2, 9-1. Texas, number 3, 9-1. Penn State, number 4. This is a debate that has been going on Sports with Balls on Facebook for, since last week now. Why is Penn State number 4? They've played no one. They have not been dominant in any sort of fashion. And here's the thing, guys. What y'all, like, a lot of people fail to realize. There's 6 new committee members on the panel now who decide this, the college football playoff rankings. There's 6 new members, and they've got a new chairman. Things are a little different. They've said that admittedly. And the huge thing now is when you get to the conference championship, if you lose a game in your conference championship, how bad does that knock you down? Guys, this is a never-ending debate. You wanted an 14 playoff, then you wanted an 18 playoff, then you wanted a 12-team playoff. All right. Then there's bitching about who gets into the 12. The first out right now is SMU and BYU. Should one of those get in? Should this? It's like, man, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But the committee did say they will take in teams that get to the conference championship. They'll take that into consideration. There's going to be people pissed off. It's either going to be SMU, BYU, Texas A&M, Colorado. One of those teams is going to be absolutely livid. Or Georgia or Tennessee. Georgia is ranked 10th in the nation right now and could fall. I don't think and this is where a lot of people argue as well about Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a pretty good in with sorry. I just now noticed I didn't do something. Notre Dame has a pretty good in because they don't have a conference championship. And that's, if you're a Notre Dame fan, that's great. If you're anybody else, that sucks. Absolutely sucks. But Alabama sits at 7. Indiana unbeaten at 5. They've got a huge game this weekend. Miami number 8, 9-1. Ole Miss number 9. Georgia at 10. Tennessee. This is where it gets hairy. Georgia 10, Tennessee 11, Boise State. Boise State's the first one in right now. Boise State at number 12, first one in the playoff. SMU, BYU, and Texas A&M, who, by the way, face Texas here shortly. I'll be at that game. They face Texas not this weekend, but the following weekend, November the 30th at 6:30 p.m., which will basically decide their fate. Going to be awesome. Going to be fan-freaking-tastic. But you're going to have people that are going to be upset about this. Now, this weekend may shape out and help us out, and where people aren't that upset. There's still going to be people mad, but you got Indiana at Ohio State, right? Indiana loses, they're going to fall. Ohio State's favored by almost 14 points, 13.5. UNLV, number 24. They're not in. They're not. Wake Forest and Miami. This is a good game. Wake Forest, I'll take the 24. I think it's Miami minus 24. Give me Wake Forest plus 24. Ole Miss and Florida. Ole Miss is only favored by 10. That could shake things up. If 5-5 Florida somehow upsets Ole Miss, you're going to have some issues. SMU at Virginia. SMU's only favored by 9.5. They have to win that game, and convincingly. Illinois is only favored. They're number 25. I think they're pretty much out 7-3. UTEP and Tennessee. Kentucky at Texas. Penn State at Minnesota. See, they're just not playing that many teams. BYU at 14. This is a huge game for them. They lost their first game last week. They are playing a number 21 ranked Arizona State team where the spread is Arizona State -3. BYU loses that game. They're gone. There's no arguments. See you later, BYU. Then probably the biggest game since Deion Sanders has joined Colorado will happen at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday on Fox. Colorado -2.5 at Kansas. Colorado only -2.5. They lose that game. They have no shot at the playoffs. They win that game, and we're in for a lot, especially if they win it convincingly. Then you're going to see Colorado shoot up. BYU loses, Colorado wins. Colorado shooting up, BYU shooting down. There you go. Clemson, number 17, has got an easy game. That's about it. Notre Dame, Army is this will be a fun game. Now, is Army 9-0 versus Notre Dame 9-1? Army's 19th in the nation. They beat Notre Dame. If they beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is a 4.5-point favorite. If they beat Notre Dame, we're going to have some major things going on. That will be huge. We'll see. So that could shake things up. Alabama at Oklahoma. Texas A&M at Auburn. Texas A&M is only 2.5-point favorite. If Texas A&M somehow loses that game, it kind of makes the UT Texas game Texas A&M Texas game not that important. A&M will be out, and Texas will just need to win their game versus A&M. That's in College Station. So we'll see. Right now, there's a lot of people that are having a lot of problems with the committee, but wait till this is all done. All right, let's just wait till this all shakes out. Okay, Georgia fan, calm down. Calm down, Georgia fan. I believe the people that are already in, probably Ohio State, Oregon, and Texas. I don't know about Penn State. I don't know. Indiana, maybe. Notre Dame's probably already in the playoffs. Miami probably already in the playoffs. But Georgia, Tennessee, BYU, Texas A&M, and Colorado. Woo! I love it. I love the drama. This is awesome. All right, on this day in sports history, brought to you by Butler CCS INC. Fire, water, mold, roofing, you name it. Go see Wes Butler at Butler CCS. The guy will hook you up. Who's calling me right now? Nope. I'm live. Today in sports history, on November the 20th, the Tour de France was created on this day in 1902. Wow. Let's see. Boston Garden opens. Wow. The Boston Gardens opens. Montreal Canadiens beat the Boston Bruins 1-0 in 1928. Mickey Mantle wins the AL MVP in 1962. Dallas sacks Pittsburgh quarterback an NFL record 12 times on this day in 1966. Man, if they had fantasy football back then, that would be rocking. Tom Seaver's named NL Rookie of the Year in 1967. Pele scores his 1,000th goal on this day in 1969. Many regard him as the best ever. There's some NASCAR stuff. Petty won in 1971. Walter Payton, the late, great Walter Payton, some consider the best running back ever. Rushes an NFL record 275 yards this day in 1977. Where we got Dwight Gooden wins NL Rookie of the Year in 1984. If you haven't seen the Daryl and Dwight thing on ESPN on the 30 for 30, go watch it. New York Yankees Don Mattingly easily wins AL MVP in 1985. What else we got? Brewers. Ricky Henderson wins AL MVP in 1990. Man, I'm bringing back a lot of memories. There's a lot of tennis stuff that went on today. Eric Lindros tries to bite San Jose Sharks defenseman Marty McSorley. Lindros pulling off a Tyson? Really? All right. Go get him. Some college, 11th college football holy war. Boston College beats Notre Dame 31-29 in South Bend in 1999. I actually remember that. All right. That's going to do it for today in sports history, and that's going to do it for Sports with Balls. Guys, get over to christianstailgate.com, find one near you. Go get some food, watch some sports. It's amazing. Also, got in a car wreck, got some legal issues, call Mark Thiessen, 713-864-9000, thetexastrialattorney.com over at Thiessen Law Firm. My name's Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. We'll see you Friday.